MVP, joined by MVP and the third man, Alexis. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We got a lot of good content. Just did our top 5 current favorite wrestlers going on right now. Make sure you check that out. I'll put the link in the description box below. Welcome, boys. We're going to do our Fastlane recap. You guys
All right. I'm ready.
Fastlane.
You guys got a chance to watch it?
Absolutely.
I
Nice.
did. I watched it live. And I watched the press conference.
So
missed the press conference.
The press conference is something we need to mention here, but so yeah, let's go over the there's only 5 matches.
Mm-hmm.
So the first match, we got the Universal Tag Team title match. We got
they came out hot.
Cody and Jay versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Very surprised on the title change.
Yes.
So, but I think it's for a reason. It's for storyline purposes. And now Jay and Cody can now travel to SmackDown, even though they did already on Friday. They can now travel to SmackDown legally. And I think it's to set seeds for later. So, but yeah.
Seeds to Cody being the one being traded?
Yeah. That or plant seeds that he's going to, as you like to call it, finish his story that, anyway.
It will happen.
What did you guys think of that match? I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah. Up until 2 men were able to outsmart 5.
Yeah. Which is JD McDonough doesn't look like he's on Rhea's good side after that match. But what do you think, Alex?
Really surprised by the finish. I didn't think it was time to take the titles off of Priest and Finn just yet. But really cool match. Started off hot. Jay is doing great work right now. So is Cody. So is the Judgment Day. I think this was the perfect match to start off the pay-per-view. Started off hot, get the crowd involved. Some good stuff going on here. Really liked that tag team move that Jay and Cody did. It was like a version of the 1D where he kind of picked him up and then Cody did the Cody Cutter.
1D into Cody Cutter. That was
thought that was very innovative. So
yes,
very very good first match.
Yeah, it's definitely good. And then we moved on to the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I thought I was hearing rumors that Carlito was going to join in and be there. He came in at, I think, the 9-minute mark or something like that. And it was cool to see him and all that. But even with him, I'm surprised that Bobby Lashley and the Profits didn't go over. I really thought they were going to go over. But either way, nice win. It was a pretty good match. What do you think? We'll go to Alexis this time.
I honestly didn't think that there was much chemistry between the two teams. Personally, it was a little tough going from a tag team match to a 6-man tag team match. I think that there's only 5 matches on the card. I can see why they did it. Great to see Carlito.
Yeah,
great to see Carlito. I like I said, I watched the conference, and it sounds like this isn't a one-off. It sounds like he's back for a little nice run here. So really good to see. Yeah, really good to see Carlito here. I think you needed I think Street Profits probably needed the win more than the LWO, personally, but they're still heating up with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. So decent second match.
There you go. Anything else on that?
Yeah. I hate Carlito's new music. A change that didn't need to be done. I'll go the other way here. I think the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley losing continues that story of that team coming together and becoming a stable. And there's rumors that Jade Cargill is going to be on Raw.
Ooh.
So maybe they she joins the group, tries to solidify that group.
Possibly.
I would love that. I would love to see Jade with. Can you imagine her standing next to Bobby Lashley? What those two would look like?
Oh my goodness.
Two just brick shit houses standing right next to each other. I
Oh,
mean,
you know what? I just kind of messed up. They're on SmackDown.
oh, okay. Well,
Oh, so I don't. I mean, all right. Either way, I think it because them coming together and coming apart and coming back together, um, and Bobby Lashley not being totally sold on them. I think
hmm
that it just adds on to that story, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. So,
I
and then
agree with you on that.
the LWO. I don't know. They had ever since they came together as a group, they really haven't been winning all that much. Um, and I still do believe that Santos is gonna pull away at some point, but this kind of stalls it, and lets that kind of drag on a little bit. And I don't know, is Carlito now a full fledged member of the LWO now?
Right. Yeah,
So
it's going to be interesting to see all those developments and stuff. But yeah, LWO gets the win. Then we go to the women's title match: Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. And I'm glad Io Sky won the match. I called it. I think last week I said that I don't see a reason to have her lose yet, and I'm
mhm.
glad she still has the belt. So I thought it was a pretty good match. You know, I would say it's a pretty good match. Nothing really stood out to me in the grand scheme of things, but I thought it was all right. What about you guys?
I like the spot where at the beginning of the match, Asuka throws spits the mist like
Oh
right
yeah,
away, eliminates Charlotte from the equation. Um, last week's podcast, I made a prediction of maybe Jade Cargill debuting during this match. I was kind of disappointed to see that that didn't happen. Um, Other than that, it was a solid match. Like you said, there's no reason for Io Sky to lose there, and you know there's still that tease of dissension between her and Bailey.
hmm Yeah, I think this was a good match, solid match. The women worked hard,
Yeah.
um, really clean. They really looked out for each other. We saw some high flying. We saw some hard hitting. We saw
Mm-hmm.
some action outside. So we got a little bit of everything. I liked the storyline of Io telling Bailey to stay out of it. She wants to handle it of herself. Show that
Mm-hmm.
she's like a working champ. So um, I want to give a little shout out to Bailey. I think she's the unsung MVP of like all of this of damage control. I think overall damage control just kind of doesn't really make sense to me as a whole, but I think Bailey's kind of keeping it together. So like that EO kept winning. Let's keep that storyline going. Um, yeah,
there we
okay
go.
match for me. Just okay.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something that stood out to me, and I'm like, no, I mean, it's a good match. It just kind of what you expected. It wasn't like anything
hmm
jumped off the page. But
Yeah.
fourth match of the night: Cena and L.A. Knight. Yeah, versus Jimmy and Solo. Anytime you got Cena in a match, it's a good match, and he did a lot of selling leading up to the hot tag for Jey Uso
Oh
for L.A.
yeah.
Knight. Um, and yeah, I thought it was the match outcome that's gonna happen. You're not gonna have Cena and LA Knight lose in this situation. Um, and it does create that storyline now. Roman Reigns comes back Friday. what is he going to have to say about this whole fiasco that's taken place since he's left? Is Jimmy super kicks him when he leaves, and he comes back, and Jimmy thinks he's back in. Like there's going to be a lot of things going on here. So um, I
A
thought it
lot
was
of
a good
things
match.
to unpack.
I like seeing Cena in the ring and not missing a step. So
And Cena selling
yeah,
a part timer selling for for most of the match.
yep,
I thought Cena was in the ring way too long. When I was watching this match, I was like, I get it. They're trying to hype up the hot tag and all of that, but I just thought he was in the match, beginning of the match, way too long for my liking. Um, but I did like the match overall.
Yeah.
Once LA Light got into the got in, the hot tag was great. I liked a little part of the match where Cena's trying to crawl for the hot tag, and LA Knight's on the far side of the turnbuckle,
hmm
and he moves around to the other
Yeah.
side of the turnbuckle to try to get close for the hot tag. And it's just a little subtle stuff that he does. The little things that he does is what makes him so great.
yep,
Um, he's not a super high flyer or anything like that. I mean, he looks like $1 million, but he's not a super high flyer. But the little subtle things that he does, and them two getting the win was the right call. The bloodline honestly is really hot still. They're still doing great things, and the loss doesn't really hurt them. So I thought it was a good outcome of the match.
yeah. Having
Not
LA Knight get the pin was the right call too.
Are you big,
Yeah,
almost done? Big.
not a high flyer, but you see that those hops, him
Oh
jumping from from the ring to the top rope to get that,
yeah.
and then his elbow drop. He's always getting a ton of air on that elbow drop.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
If
Definitely
he
exciting to watch.
if he wanted to be a high flyer, I think he'd be successful.
for sure. Um, Main event: Rollins and Nakamura. This was just a brawl. This
Yeah.
was pretty crazy. Rollins retaining did kind of surprise me because I expected either Shinsuke to get this one or I expected a cash in, and we didn't get either.
Well,
We just got
I mean, they kind of shut down the cash in possibility when they had the Judgment Day in the back
Mm-hmm.
and
right.
Damon Priest selling that injury.
Well, okay, but they could have played the story where he's like, okay, yeah, you're right. I don't got to rush it. But then he does it anyway. He fails, and then Rhea would have even more to be mad about, to cause that de escalation. But
No,
Falcon
but
Arrow through the tech tables was sick
ooh,
to end that
yeah,
match. I was like, wow. And then Nakamura just can't stand up for that 10. That was good. So I thought it was a straight brawl. The second missed of the night. He missed him and
yep,
pushes him through the announce table was a good spot. And
the red mist.
Rollins gains a lot out of this because he looks like he was at the bottom of the barrel with his back, and he still comes up victorious. So we'll see if they go back to this match or if it moves on to something else. So what do you guys think?
Oh, you hit it on the head.
I don't think I can really add much to that other than Nakamura really doesn't still look strong in this loss. Like you noted, Lucky, it was really just a second where he collapsed because he got hit with that Falcon Arrow, and Seth Rollins was just able to stand up for like another second and a half, and that was
Yep.
really just the difference. This went from a last man standing to like a um, Extreme Rules match. Thought it was great. I mean, Rollins, the bumps that he has taken on the cement floor,
Yeah,
the chairs, when he gets pushed into that apron. I know this injury is legit, but this guy is really pulling it all on the line.
Yep.
Match of the night by far my favorite match of the PLE. So great match for these guys. Definitely should have main evented, and they put on a show.
Yep.
I'll add nunchucks.
Oh yeah,
The
and the
nunchucks.
mile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, that was Fastlane. Overall, the show. if you saw it, then it was good. But if you missed it, just read about it on the dirt sheets because it wasn't like you missed a whole lot. I mean, newsworthy. You got a tag title change, which was crazy. And the main event was a pretty good match. And overall, I mean, it was all right. So,
I
uh,
want to add. I want to add. So you said maybe they'll tease that Priest cashes in and fails. Do we need to see another cash in fail? I feel like
no,
we. I really feel like those should be really rare.
which,
Like
yeah, I'm not saying it should have happened, but I'm saying that it still wasn't out of the realm of possibility. Like, it could have happened. So I still had my guard up, but I really expected Shinsuke to win straight up. I thought he was going to win straight up, and that didn't happen. But,
just adding prestige to the title, man.
yep.
Especially when the other titles hasn't been around.
Yeah. So, all right, that's our Fastlane review. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and check out all the new content. This week we did the top 5 current favorite wrestlers, and we're also going to do a little NXT preview. That'll be coming up after this one. So, thank you for the support, and we will see you on the next one. Talk to you guys later.